Average drug price in Germany is $20. Meanwhile, in Canada, it's $75.
Pharmacies to find medication that your 4-year-old child needs just to breathe.
The fact a medication can even cost $1,100 a month is sickening. And
$16.99 for eye drops.
Health Canada is imposing this new framework where basically they're moving us into full harmonization.
Look, the cost of living in Canada is skyrocketing.
Yo, Pharmaprix is fucking tripping. They're
$13.99. Guess who's gonna be walking around?
Welcome to Canadian Rant today. We're taking a deep dive into a side of the cost of living crisis that barely gets talked about. The price of non-prescription essentials and over-the-counter medicine. Because sure, people complain about groceries, we rant about housing, we argue about gas prices. But there's one place Canadians are quietly getting steamrolled every single day, the pharmacy counter. From allergy medication, to cold syrup, toothpaste, to painkillers, go into any major chain, especially Shoppers Drug Mart, and try not to gasp at the price tags. A tiny bottle of Tylenol? A packet of cold tablets? A basic first aid item? It's all starting to look like luxury merchandise sitting under red sale tags that aren't even real sales anymore. And here's the wild part. This isn't just one bad store. This is happening across the country. From Metro Vancouver to Halifax, from Loblaws owned Shoppers to Rexall and beyond, Canadians are paying premium prices for everyday survival items that used to be affordable. Let's get into it.
I'm in Shoppers Drug Mart. Can you believe that deodorant is $13.99? $13.99. Guess who's gonna be walking around stink? Jesus Christ.
Shoppers Drug Mart is no longer a drugstore, guys. It's a crime against Canadians. Because what do you mean you're going to charge me $25 for melatonin? Like, this shit, price tag, $24.99, okay? It's 60 gummies. It's like, what? Melatonin can't be this expensive. Like, there's no way. So I pulled up my Amazon app. Same fucking shit was less than $12. Are you fucking kidding me? You're going to charge me more than double that, Shoppers? Why is it on me as a consumer to question the price and do my research to not be ripped off? What the fuck? Corporate greed, you've gone too far. I hate you, Shoppers. So if you're ever in the market for melatonin, don't buy it at Shoppers. Go on Amazon, price compare. Walmart, I'm sure, is a lot better. And yeah, let's all just boycott Shoppers. What the fuck is Shoppers doing? Why do Shoppers have the audacity? It like pisses me off.
They're randomly calling up people in their database because the pharmacists are getting pressure from head office, even though they're independent franchises, a lot of them. These guys are getting pressure from head office to call up people, be like, hey, man, hey, you took this antibiotic 2 years ago. Like, how do you feel about it? And the person's like, fine, dude. It was like 2 years ago. What the fuck? And they're like, okay, thank you. They hang up and then they bill taxpayers $75. Do you know how fucked up that is? That's so fucked up. This public system funds, and this is what people are saying. Galen and Doug, they're in it together. Trudeau's in the mix too, because he will never stand up to Galen. I never seen him say a bad word to Galen.
Look, the cost of living in Canada is skyrocketing. I don't know why it's not talked about more, or as Canadians, we've just kind of normalized it and feel that it's okay, but there's not enough pushback. Let's be serious. Yesterday, I stopped out. I am coming down with a cold, so I picked up a box of new Citron. The last time I purchased, and I went through my camera roll because I know that I've been tracking grocery prices in Canada these days. The last time I purchased a box was February 2025, so not that long ago, early this year, and it was $14.99 at Shoppers. Yesterday, I went to Shoppers and it was $17.79, so that's what, about an 18% difference? 18%. In really what I would say kind of less than a year. So not even year over year. So when they say, let's make sacrifices, what are they actually really saying?
Average drug price in Germany is $20. Meanwhile, in Canada, it's $75. One of the most crucial necessities that should be affordable for Canadians. It's $75. What an unfair treatment.
It's about the panic that sets in immediately when you've gone to multiple pharmacies to find medication that your 4-year-old child needs just to breathe, and each place turning you away because they don't have it. What's going on, Canada? Is anyone else in this boat? Like, it's scary.
The fact of medication can even cost $1,100 a month is sickening. And I've dealt with this on a much more minute situation where my asthma medication, the asthma medication that I prefer, costs about $200 to $300 a month, which is also insane. However, I found a site, a Canadian pharmacy site that I can order online. My doctor will prescribe it and send it into their online portal. It just takes a little bit longer for my medication to get to me. Like, I would say like 2 to 4 weeks, depending on where it's coming from. But by doing that, I normally save a lot more money. Like, the medication normally costs about $200 to $300 a month, depending on like where it's coming from. But instead now I can actually get that for about $50 to $100 a month. So it saves me a lot. And it's honestly the same, if not cheaper this way than when I had insurance. Again, which is just absolute insanity. I do not understand the American healthcare system. It's absolutely atrocious, and I feel your pain, Nikki, so I'm so sorry you have to go through that, because I feel you.
So I'm looking for eye drops, guys. FAQ Toronto. And am I reading these prices right? Like $16.99 for eye drops. Lumi, $33. You're having an absolute laugh, shoppers. Put your notes in the comments, guys. Let me know what you think. We're properly getting ripped off here.
Health Canada is imposing this new framework where basically they're moving us into full harmonization with the chemical over-the-counter drugs.
Okay.
And this is going to be an absolute train wreck, and we are going to lose our products. So one part of this, remember full harmonization, well, the big pharmaceutical companies, they pay huge fees for product licensing. Even each year they have to pay a renewal fee for a license, for site licenses to manufacture. Well, Health Canada is imposing these fees on the dietary supplement companies. We had a public meeting with Health Canada last week, and there were industry members saying, well we're going to go out of business, or we're going to have to cut 40 to 90% of our products lines.
I got a message from Jessa. She cites that pharmacare deductibles prevent actual coverage for, she says, my 9-year-old type 1 daughter for most years. If we're lucky, we'll hit our deductible by November. Over the last 7 years since her diagnosis, we've easily spent $60,000 out of pocket for her diabetic supplies and insulin, even with the help from Fair Pharmacare. Pretending things are already covered is atrocious and shows a lack of care and understanding on the Conservatives' part. So, Mr. Speaker, what we're hearing from Conservatives, they're more worried about the private insurance companies. Maybe my colleague can maybe she can respond to Jessie and explain to Jessie how she's supposed to deal with her 9-year-old daughter and continue to make sure that Jessie gets access to insulin.
Ford McMurray, Cold Lake.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I appreciate the question from my honourable colleague. Here's the interesting part about this pharmacare scheme that was put forward by this government. It's not actually a plan. It's the promise to eventually, possibly, maybe explore a plan. And if this government, the NDP Liberal government, really were interested in delivering for Canadians, they would have worked with provinces and territories to expand their plans, to go after the 3% of Canadians that didn't currently have a plan or the plans were not sufficient for them, and they would have been able to have pharmacare already delivered to Canadians from coast to coast to coast. But that wasn't what they wanted. They wanted photo ops, they wanted announcements, they wanted promises, but they didn't actually want to deliver for Canadians. And this is this tragic trend that we see after 9 years of this government that is not worth the cost. Because it's all about the announcements, it's not about the delivery. And so, like I've said in my speech on pharmacare, if they actually wanted pharmacare, they would have worked with provinces and territories to develop their plans out so that Canadians could have benefited already. Thanks, Mr. Speaker.
Yo, Pharmaprix is fucking tripping. They're tripping. And I just seen a video today from someone talking about Shoppers Drug Mart, which is the same fucking company, just in Ontario. They're out here lying to people, scamming people, and not giving them the like price correction thing that's a law in Quebec. Like years ago, the price was wrong on the shelf for an item. It wasn't misplaced. The price was fucking wrong. I go to the cash, and when it's under $10, you're supposed to get the item free. And if it's another price point, you get a discount or whatever. They refuse to honor that. They refuse, even though they have a thing on the fucking wall with the policies. That's one. And I'm not the only fucking person that experienced this. It happens all the fucking time. Scammers. And I don't really go to Pharmaprix anymore because it's a health store, like pharmacy, but everything in there is toxic and bad for you. So like I only go there if I have a prescription on the off chance, or if I go into the natural section with like the vitamins and the protein powders. I don't fuck with Pharmaprix like that. So anyways, today I'm there. I saw this citronella candle. I was like, $5. Amazing. Grab it. Then I see this like travel makeup thing that was super cute. Pink, said $7.99. I go to the cash, $25 fucking dollars. Even like these Ziploc bags were showing $1.88. I get to the cash, it's $3. And I'm like, something's wrong. But before I even clocked it, I had already paid $66 for like 6 items. I didn't even think about it. And then I look and I see that the candle was $12.99, not $5. And I'm like, something's wrong. She's like, oh, that's a member price. Do you have an Optimum card? And I'm like, the fuck? So y'all just have a price out there big and it's the wrong price? And maybe somewhere I do have an Optimum card, but I haven't used that in years because, again, I don't support the Pharmaprix like that. So now, almost everything I bought was the wrong price. And I didn't have fucking patience to go back to the aisle with the little travel kit to see if that was indeed supposed to be $7.99. I just left it there. I said, give me a fucking refund for 3 items because I'm not down. Can you imagine how frustrating it is for there to be all these prices that are wrong? All these prices that are false advertising because it's for a member price? And okay, yeah, I could just get a fucking membership card and it's free, but that's not the fucking point. Is that they're scammers. Fucking over it. So fuck pharmacy. Like, I'm not even fucking with them no more. And also, when I made that return right after purchasing things, they make you fill out the form with your name and address and your... I made a bare fuckery. Bare fuckery. Random numbers, random street, random postal code, random phone number, not my name. What the fuck you gonna do, bitch?
So here's the truth. We've hit a point in Canada where getting sick is a financial luxury, where a refill of Advil costs more than lunch used to cost, where families are rationing cold medicine, where seniors are cutting pills in half because the bottle is too expensive to replace. And the worst part? Nobody in power is taking responsibility for it. Governments blame corporations. Corporations blame inflation. Inflation somehow always ends up blaming us, the consumer. But Canadians know exactly what's going on. Pharmacy chains are charging more because corporate consolidation killed competition. Everyday people are being squeezed dry, one receipt at a time. And remember, this isn't premium healthcare. We're talking about Band-Aids, cold syrup painkillers, eye drops, toothpaste. The basic items every family needs at some point. And they've quietly become profit machines, hidden behind a smiling pharmacist counter and rewards points that give back pennies on the dollar. Meanwhile, companies defend themselves with billion-dollar earnings reports. Meanwhile, CEOs brag to shareholders. Meanwhile, Canadians stand in line doing mental math at the register asking themselves, do I need this right now? Or can I wait? No one should have to choose between cold medicine and groceries. No one should feel guilty for keeping their family healthy. And no one should accept that's just the way it is, even because it isn't. This isn't supply and demand, it's corporate strategy. This isn't inflation, it's predatory pricing. And this isn't normal. It's a crisis that crept in through the drug aisle while everyone was distracted by eggs and groceries. So if you're tired of watching Canadians get ripped off, if you're tired of seeing essentials priced like luxury goods, then help spread this message. Share this video, tell your story in the comments, hit like so more Canadians see it, and subscribe because we are not done exposing this mess. This is Canadian Rant, and we'll keep talking until someone in this country finally decides that Canadians deserve affordability, not exploitation. See you in the next video. Stay strong, stay loud, and stay awake, Canada.